another indicator. I can't quite say it's a high frequency indicator. This is not any data that's been collected. It's more of a mood check, if I were to put it that way, of what is happening in the economy and how people are feeling. Are spends going up, at least discretionary spends. So tomorrow marks, I would say, one of the first major long weekends, that is 3 days in a row since the month of May, or definitely since the economy began to unlock. And a trend has been seen where a lot of people in urban India, major cities, Mumbai, Delhi, Bengaluru, are deciding to pack their bags and venture out for mini holidays. These are first hesitant steps towards tourism, and it's looking very different from your average pre-COVID tourism, but definitely some major movement taking place in this regard. Vikram Oza, my colleague, captures the trend.
Taking a break to drive away from the madness of the city, far from the lockdown woes. Urban India has shown much eagerness to get away from the lockdown that the pandemic has brought in its wake. The hard-hit hospitality sector has taken the cue, offering discounts running up to 25 to 30% even as they gradually open up. The wellness resort Hilton Shilim, lodged in Maharashtra's Sahyadris for one, is working at 50% capacity, with only one of its 3 restaurants offering F&B, and that too only a la carte in deference to social distancing protocol. Vista Rooms 2 confirms that bookings for its villas and homestays have returned to 40% of pre-COVID demand in July itself, and by September they've reached over 70%, driven by the concept of workations.
We've seen a lot of people all across major metros going to these beautiful homes. It was a sudden change in the trend that we've seen. People want to go to these private places in their own groups where they're having some Wi-Fi, they're close to nature, away from the city. So it's been a busy time for us.
When we saw resorts and hotels unlock across in Europe and Middle East, we were wondering if the same is going to repeat in India, or where the Indian mindset will not allow people to move out immediately after the lockdown. But people have been very positive.
It's a thought articulated by car rental services too. Avis India says they're seeing a high demand in the MUV and SUV segments, with the majority of their Delhi customers taking off to destinations in Uttarakhand and Jaipur in Rajasthan. From Bangalore, people have been driving to the serenity of hill stations like Chikmagalur. Self-drive rental service Zoomcar says it has seen a dip of 75 to 80% in leisure and vacation travel compared to its pre-COVID levels, but the month-on-month growth has been at 30% over the months of August and September.
We expect that as opening continues and as the festive season continues here into October, and then ultimately the December festive season, we do expect to kind of get back to, if not normal levels, very, very close to normal levels in terms of leisure vacation trips very soon.
And the unpredictability of the future hasn't stopped Indians from signing up for vacations in advance as long as they aren't charged a cancellation fee.
We've also opened up, again, working with our partners, that they can actually book, some time out, not necessarily immediate travel, and with the flexibility of cancellation as well. So that has also worked out quite well. So people want to plan for their holiday, but they also want the flexibility given, anything could potentially happen, and they might have to cancel their trip. And that is the trend that's also picking up. So, so few advanced purchases that we are seeing, those sectors are more, the Goas and the Coorgs or the, other leisure destinations, if you will. And some part of that actually, at some point in time, hopefully Northeast would open up as well.
International travel trends will take time to show a real change, but it's quite clear that Indians will not be held back by the deadly virus when it comes to taking a break. Whether it's to work in a more serene setting or a family outing, the urban Indian is driving out of the metros, and Tier and 3 cities are fast catching up on this trend. Initial predictions have given 2 years for the revival of the travel and tourism sector, but the industry says that at current momentum, it won't take more than 11 to 12 months. Vikram Oza in Mumbai for ET Now.
All right, so how big is the trend? I have with me Sankalp Agarwal, co-founder and CEO of TravelTriangle.com, and Rajneesh Malhotra of Chalet Hotels joining me now on the show. Welcome to both of you. Sankalp, give me a sense. Is this trend really there? Are you seeing it? More and more people willing to pack their bags and head out for 3 to 5 days of a staycation, come work/vacation?
So this trend is definitely there, and we are observing on a month-over-month basis trend itself, and the bookings are only growing more than what we had expected at the rate at which the market should recover. So that is definitely helping, and not just for small. We are seeing that also people are going to Maldives for smaller holidays as well, and that trend is catching up because there's so much of pent-up demand in the market where people just want to go out. They have been locked in into their rooms. They have been locked into their houses. They just want to go at a good, safe, nice place. And not just for 3 days, we are seeing that people are extending their stays for a month as well. And they are just choosing that this is the time when they can actually go out, and the whole family can be together for a month at a very leisurely place. Otherwise, in normal circumstances, that was not possible for these folks because they would always be busy in job.
Rajneesh, are you seeing those kind of trends, reflect in occupancy levels? And Sankalp describes nice, safe, kind of lovely, leisurely places. What are the kind of choices that you see people making and guests making?
Chalet Hotels, we own hotels in cities, metro cities, mainly Mumbai, Bangalore, and Hyderabad. So we're not so much in the leisure destination right now. However, I would add on to what Sankalp said. We do see people wanting to get out of their houses as the confidence grows, because this virus is been there for now 7 to 8 months. People have been cooped up in their houses. They want to get out, and as our knowledge about the virus improves, I think people have learned the way to deal with it. The hotels, restaurants, the travel community has put in their best foot forward. They've adapted to the latest protocols, making sure that the guests are safe. So I think people are venturing out. We've also seen an uptick in bookings in our hotels, although we operate, like I said, city hotels. Yet we've seen people trying to come in for the weekends, just spending time with their loved ones in the rooms, although not all the facilities were available to them up until now. Next week onwards, I think even that is opening up in Mumbai. Yes, there is an uptick in the mood right now. There is an upswing, definitely, yes.
So you're saying staycations, Rajneesh, even in the cities. And what kind of occupancy levels is this translating into? What kind of occupancy levels do you foresee coming in the next few days?
See, I won't be able to talk about the Chalet Hotels because we are listed companies, so cannot give any forward-looking on the current statement. But I can tell you, as an industry person who does keep track of what is happening, the city hotels are seeing occupancies in Delhi, Mumbai between 20 to 30% levels. Bangalore, Hyderabad around about the same levels. Earlier, they were slightly higher. In fact, surprisingly, you would find it as a surprise. But a couple of months back, the occupancies for our hotels was much healthier because the Vande Bharat flights got in a lot of business for city hotels. Now that is kind of weaning off because the quarantine days have reduced and the government has relaxed those norms. But now the domestic travel has started. People are obviously after 6-7 months, every business is itching to get back into business, and which has generated some amount of travel, of course, with all these safety precautions, etc., everything into place. So we do see companies, the projects have restarted, a lot of projects. Mumbai itself has a lot of projects going on right now, the 5G, the JNPT port, etc., the metro work that is happening. So projects have picked up pace, which brings in a certain amount of travel, and for business hotels that augurs well going forward.
This is an interesting trend, especially for city hotels, Sankalp, because it also tells you that people want to drive by to close by locations or even maybe book into a hotel which is in their city. They just want a change of scenery from the four walls they've been stuck in, essentially.
Yes, I think that you're absolutely right. So the first thought process which is coming to the mind of the folks, if you talk from the customer perspective, is that they need to get out. Now, how can they go out to a new city, or whether they are comfortable in the same city itself. And typically they would venture out to the luxury properties, or they will venture out to the resorts who are on the outskirts of the cities, because these guys have taken a lot of care, and there's a lot of brand value which comes from these guys, which enables the customers to take a leap of faith on that they are safe from the corona by doing so. So that's how they are trusting on the city hotels or the resorts who are outside. And once that trend starts to come up, right, then other folks who are who are relatives who know them build their trust from that point onwards, right? So that's how the trust builds up when things are fine with them, and then things will be fine with us as well. That's what a guy thinks. So that's how the city hotels, etc., are doing. But I think the Indian population is very large. The number of travelers are pretty much very high, and at a very fast pace growing before March, right, before the lockdown started. So there are all kind of customers out there who are venturing out, right? And as soon as destinations are opening up, we are seeing a massive uptake in each of these destinations. And whether it be domestic, whether it be international, right, all the numbers are growing pretty much fast, right? That's what I can say.
Sankalp, give us a sense of what the popular destinations are. Just give us a, sort of a sense of what the popular destinations are, and what kind of holidays or, places to stay people are looking for. Are they looking at the sort of variety where you book a homestay? Are those being preferred to big hotel chains? Just give us a sense of what people are looking for out there.
That was Sumi or Sankalp?
So I will pick up and then Rajneesh, you can add up. Yeah. So, okay. So I will start with the destinations. The outbound destinations, the foreign destinations. I think there are two right now: Dubai and Maldives, which are seeing massive uptake. Maldives naturally seeing a large uptake right now because, of course, the nature of the destination is that it's island centric, right? So there is much more confidence in going to that destination with safety perspective. So that's from the international destinations. From the domestic destination, we are seeing majorly the weekend getaways, the nearby places which are seeing the massive uptake, right? So if you're near Bombay, so you are venturing out to weekend getaways in Bombay. If you're near Delhi, then you're going in the north weekend. If you're in south, then you're going to south weekends, right? So that's how people are traveling primarily, because they can pick up their own car, go to the destination, enjoy the destination, and that there's a comfort level in driving your own car right now. So that's how the whole of the India is traveling, if I were to say. And in terms of the kind of the stays, I think staycation, workations, everything are working out. So, people are like, they want to travel, and any option they find it safe to do, they just choose it. And that's how it's happening. And with time, as the safety measures will increase, and people and the hotels or be flights, so everything will improvise, everything will become very professional out there. Nothing is now, every is cookie cutter. At that point of time, the trust level will increase, and I think massive number of people will travel in all of these kind of options of staycation, workation, or regular holidays.
Rajneesh, you want to quickly add to that? You want to quickly add to that everyone is looking for something. There is an option for everyone right now.
I would like to add that everybody is extremely cautious and want to be safe. So I think the shift toward larger brands, trusted brands, both Indian and domestic, larger players, people would lean towards those rather than experimenting with small unknown brands or hotels or even homes or Airbnbs. So I think the trust towards brands is what would give people the confidence, and I think the established players have a better chance of capturing the initial people that who are venturing out for a holiday or work, travel.
Absolutely. Well, I'll wrap it there, but thank you so much, Sankalp and Rajneesh, for giving us some perspective of how people are looking for a change, and maybe giving a boost to the tourism sector as well.